Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on why most people do not broadcast a 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live streaming platforms simultaneously. So why do most people forgo broadcasting a 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live stream platforms simultaneously? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Most people desist, abstain, and refrain from broadcasting a 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live stream platforms simultaneously because they do not want to risk losing their wealth aristocrat status. Most people do not work in any capacity, and most people receive unlimited money from their handout payments and unlimited benefits from their handout benefits, even though they do not work in any capacity for anything that they receive. They also have the utmost highest standard of living because people work real practical jobs based on volunteer demand in this control market economy will perpetually subsidize the unlimited money of welfare aristocrats and the unlimited benefits of welfare aristocrats. If welfare aristocrats were to commence working in any capacity, they could potentially lose their welfare aristocrat status. And they already have the utmost highest standard of living, and they do not want to ever jeopardize losing their welfare aristocrat status. They always want to receive unlimited money from handout payments and unlimited benefits from handout benefits without working in any capacity. When you have to generate all your own revenue, life becomes cumbersome, it becomes arduous, and it becomes ineffably difficult. However, if you're a welfare aristocrat, you are financially set for life, for a lifetime, and you know that all your amenities, luxuries, and the accoutrements of the high life will be subsidized by people who work real private jobs based on volunteer demand in this control market economy. Transfer payments from people who work real private jobs based on volunteer demand subsidize amenities, luxuries, the accoutrements of the high life, the unlimited money, and the unlimited benefits of welfare aristocrats. Now, people who are inclined to broadcast a 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live stream platforms simultaneously are a rare breed, and most of them do not know how to do so. Doing so can be expensive. You not only need a second computer and a high-speed broadband internet connection without a data cap, but you also need other items as well. You need a macro recorder software program and a video recording and live streaming software program. You need to be able to produce a macro script so that you could perpetually launch CPU versus CPU matches in the video game that you're featuring in your live stream broadcast. You're also going to need video games that have a CPU versus CPU mode featured in them. Fortunately, you can install a video recording and live streaming platform. Fortunately, you can install a video recording and live streaming software program on your PC for free, as well as a macro recorder software program on your PC for free. However, most video games are not free to procure, and they can be expensive to acquire. And you're limited to which games can be featured on your 24/7 automated live stream broadcasts, since there are only a handful of video games that have a CPU versus CPU mode embedded in them. It's only an infinitesimal amount of video games that have a CPU versus CPU mode embedded in them. But if you're going to leverage Restream to broadcast your 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live stream platforms simultaneously, then it may behoove you to procure multiple video games for the PC that have a CPU versus CPU mode embedded in them. You will need to produce macro scripts so that you could perpetually launch CPU versus CPU matches and automate this repetitive task of launching CPU versus CPU matches. That way, your 24/7 automated live stream broadcasts can perpetually feature random CPU versus CPU matches in various fighting video games or sports video games. So, once again, to recapitulate, succinctly stated, the bridge version is that most people are deterred to broadcast a 24/7 automated live stream on multiple live stream platforms simultaneously because they do not want to compromise losing their welfare aristocrat status. If they were to generate revenue, then they could potentially lose their welfare aristocrat status. And the irony is they receive far more revenue and far more benefits than people who work real private jobs based on volunteer demand for over 70 hours a week. So it deters you to work. You're penalized if you work a real private sector job based on volunteer demand because your hard-earned money is remitted to welfare aristocrats who refuse to work in any capacity. And your hard-earned money is utilized to subsidize their amenities, luxuries, accoutrements of the high life, unlimited money, and unlimited benefits that welfare aristocrats receive for a lifetime without producing anything and without working in any capacity. They are acutely aware that if they were to work in a capacity, that their standard of living would precipitously plunge. When you work a real private sector job based on volunteer demand, it's conducive to inducing chronic burnout, chronic fatigue, chronic stress, and an undermined well-being. It's much more arduous to sustain yourself when you cannot embrace health optimization activities because you have to be pursuant of revenue generating activities that dispossess you of your time needed to eat, sleep, embrace stress alleviating activities, exercise, and embrace other activities that you need in order to sustain yourself. If possible, you should prioritize embracing health optimization activities so that you can thrive, prosper, and flourish. You want to be able to attain robust, vigorous, optimal health. So make salubrious, prudent, shrewd, dietary decisions, and do not shirk on optimizing your health. When you embrace health optimization activities, it berests you of your time to embrace revenue-generating activities. However, it's futile, nugatory, unavailing to become wealthy if it comes at the cost of decimating your health. If you're ailing, if your health is waning and atrophying, being wealthy will be all the less enjoyable. It will be all the less rewarding if you're just in a state of distress and if your vessel is acutely inflamed. And if you're succumbing to insufferable pain, so do everything in your purview to optimize your house, and you should understand that house optimization activities should be embraced before revenue generating activities. You should take precedence over being pursuant of revenue generating activities. Because without your house, life becomes all the more distressful, agonizing, debilitating, and grueling. So I hope that you found this video to be insightful, mesmerizing, captivating, riveting, engrossing, enthralling, and of course, informative. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.